This video will run through the Geofences tab. More specifically, Geofence management, creating a geofence, and groups of geofences. A geofence is an area on the map that is important for users' tracking purposes and requires special attention. Geofences can be used to control units' activity in these areas or outside of them. A geofence can have the shape of a line, a polygon, or a circle. To start working with geofences, click on its heading in the top panel. You will see two different list selections, Geofences and Groups. We will start with Geofences first, then come back to Groups. At the top of the list, you will see some icons. The vehicle icon shows how many units are currently located inside the geofence. The spanner icon is a button to view or edit the geofence properties. We will go through these properties in more detail when we create a geofence. The next icon is Copy. This button allows you to copy a geofence. Finally, the red X allows you to delete a geofence. Let's start by creating a new geofence. Click on the New button. There are 3 steps to follow to create a geofence. Step 1 is to map the geofence. Firstly, you will need to enter the address of the location. Click on the magnifying glass on the map and enter the relevant address details and hit Enter. A list of addresses will appear in a drop-down box under this field. Select the correct address by clicking on it. The map will zoom and center on this location. I find it easier when creating geofences to switch to a map option with satellite view. Click on the map icon below the eye and choose Bing Hybrid. You then need to select the type or shape of the geofence simply by clicking on the type field and selecting the appropriate one from the drop-down list. We will use the polygon shape for this example. Next, double-click on any place on the map around this address to locate the first point, then add more points using the same method. Put the points as close or as far from each other as necessary. To move a point to another place, click on it, and holding the left mouse button, drag to another place on the map, then release the mouse button. To delete a point, simply double-click on it. Note that points cannot be deleted if there are only 2 points, for a line geofence, or 3 points, for a polygon geofence. Now we move on to step 2, setting the geofence properties. Firstly, name the geofence. It might be the name of the company head office, or a service yard. For this example, name it Head Office. The geofence name color and font size can be changed here as well. The description field is optional. However, you will notice the address you entered in the address search field will appear in this field. You can adjust as necessary. When creating a geofence, you can include it in any existing geofence group. To do this, select the geofence group in the drop-down list. We will run through this when we cover the groups list. You can attach an image to a geofence. An image can be chosen from the standard icons that appear in the icon library. To select, click on the icon library button. Alternatively, you can upload an image from your computer. We will select the first image from the icon library. The area and perimeter are calculated automatically. Next, select which color you would like the geofence to be from the color palette provided. Click on the preferred color checkbox to select. The visibility field can remain as default. Step 3 is to save the newly created geofence. Click on the Save button. In case of a mistake, click on the Clear button and start again. You have now successfully created a geofence. To view a geofence on the map, click on its name or the checkbox to the left in the list. When you hover over the geofence name, you will see detailed information about it. Note, The geofence visibility on the map does not affect its existence in notifications or reports. Let's move on to the groups list now. Created geofences can be formed into groups. Groups are used to unite geofences based on any criteria. To work with groups, choose the corresponding name in the Geofences panel. To create a geofence group, click the New button. Next, enter a group name. For this demo, we will name it Company Locations. You have the option to include a more detailed description of the group. We will put company offices and warehouses as our description. We then need to select the geofence to be included in this group. You can select multiple geofences. You have the option to simply double-click on the geofence to move it across to the right column. Alternatively, you can click on the right arrows to move it across. You can also click on Select All, then click on the right arrows to move all geofences across. Click on the OK button to save the newly created geofence group. A list of created groups of geofences is displayed in the work area. To view the geofences, simply click on the Expand List button on the left. The number that appears next to the group name is the number of geofences within that group. The number that appears under the vehicle icon is the number of units or vehicles inside a geofence. If you click on the spanner icon next to the geofence, it will open the geofence properties. If at any stage you would like to edit the geofence groups, simply click on the spanner icon next to the group, which will open the geofence group properties and edit accordingly. Geofences not included in any group can be found in geofences outside groups. Geofences are commonly used for tracking units' activity. Along with the map's visual enrichment, they can be used in reports, notifications, and units as tooltips. Now you will be able to create and manage geofences, and you should feel confident using the Geofence tab. Check out our knowledge base at any time if you would like to learn more.